let's try this again because this motherfucking app that I'm using for my for my iPad isn't the best. I swear. So it goes in and then it goes out, whatever. Last week I had no glitches. Peter and Jake Talk Wrestling had some glitches, so I will not be doing that live moving forward until I find another app. But again, if you're tuning in, I apologize the first time that the stream went out, but welcome to Peter's live Raw recap. And I'm just going to go into it, man. All right? Hit the subscription button below. If you happen to tune in and you happen to catch this live, be sure to just ask me any question on on what I thought about the show. You know, the question to come up, I'll see it, I'll read it, and then I answer your question. Again, I hope people are tuning in. If not, you'll catch it up on the DVR. So tonight's Raw is from Philly, and I will say the Philly crowd didn't. Well, they didn't try to make the show about themselves. All right, Philly is a hardcore crowd, just as much as Detroit, just as much as Pittsburgh, just as much as Chicago. Right, road to WrestleMania, Yellow Brick Road through Marksville's. Right, we got 2 weeks until the event called WrestleMania, and next stop, Brooklyn. How I feel about the show tonight. All right, please don't freeze up. How did I feel about the show tonight? I will honestly say that I was engaged until like 11 o'clock, but everything was pretty much engaged. I was engaged into everything from front to till 11 o'clock, and then after 11 o'clock, I just tuned out. I'm tired. I think 11 o'clock, I don't know what the hell it is up with like these Raws having to exceed 11 o'clock. At once upon a time, if it exceeded 11 o'clock, because there was something that was very intriguing. It's not so much anymore, you know? And it's like it's already 3 hours, you know what I'm saying? It's already 3 hours, and you're attaching 15 minutes on where maybe people got to go to bed, people got shit to do, or people are just tired of watching Raw. That's a lot of fucking programming for one night. And as much as we're fans of the product, come on, man, WWE. If you're watching the show, hear me. Just cut it at 11, all right? So we can, like, go on with the rest of our fucking evenings, you know? But other than that, if I was to give it a grade right now, I would give it a 7. And I say 7 because we just got a show, you know? I don't know for people who be like, oh, thumbs down, I don't know what you would really expect. It wasn't a bad show. Everything, I mean, the storylines continued. I would say the only thing that really annoyed me was showing twice the Shane McMahon vignettes versus The Undertaker. That was the only real thing that got on my nerves. And post 11 o'clock programming. So Raw Philly. It starts off with Stephanie McMahon, and she's basically talking to the crowd about how her husband isn't there because he's dealing with being COO. But, you know, it's all a ruse because we all know why he's not there. He's not there because he got his ass whooped by Roman Reigns. And when she mentions the fact that it wasn't that Roman Reigns beatdown that kept Triple H off TV this week, the whole fucking place booed. Again, we still got the Roman Reigns hate thing going on. I'm not a Roman Reigns fan. I think what's happening with him is pretty annoying. The fans versus Roman Reigns versus WWE. And I said it once, and I'll say it 1,000,000 times. That Roman Reigns is money right now, regardless if you like him or not. He's polarizing. He's polarizing. Say it with me, people. Polarizing. And they're getting exactly what they want because people are showing up to boo the guy. Don't you get it? There was Kathy Griffin, and she won. She won an Academy, not Academy. She won a what the fuck is the television awards, whatever award show that deals with television. I don't watch television, so I forgot what it's called. But like it's like if you in a television show you have the opportunity to win one of these fucking things, cable, what have you. And she said that she didn't like people walk up and say they thank God for winning an award, but I like to say God had absolutely nothing to do with this, and I did this all on my own. So fuck you, God. This is my award. That's what's up. And it ended up being the front page of the New York Times, right? Kathy Griffin says fuck God on national television. And then when she was interviewed about it, the first thing she says is, you don't get it. I'm on the front page of the New York Times. So when you're looking at Roman Reigns and he's getting all these boos and everyone's talking about him, I saw this one dumbass post today about like Willow being a better champion than Roman Reigns. It's like, what kind of nonsense is that? What kind of nonsense is that to say? If you don't like the guy, you don't like the guy. You don't have to like the guy. But just know, as long as that dude is in your name, dude's name is in your mouth, along with anything else that he has, he's making money off of you, right? That's what that is. And I almost think that people are buying. They're saying there's like 90,000 tickets sold to AT&T Arena. I think everyone's showing up to boo the guy. And the WWE and Roman Reigns are laughing themselves all the way to the motherfucking bank. So keep talking and keep booing him, because even in this fucking segment, he comes out now. I think some dumbass Alvarez thing came out today, like on like whatever wrestling talk, that like officials were shaken up. But it was just a dumb blurb. It was like, oh yeah, officials shaken up because they think Philly's gonna boo Roman Reigns. It's like, what kind of, you call that fucking news? That's not news. And plus, they booed him, but it wasn't like the fucking Armageddon. Motherfuckers rushing the ring and throwing bottles of water at his ass. It wasn't even like that at all. They just like, boo. All right, over it. He wasn't even on TV enough for you to even boo him to get that much response, right? So maybe that's what they did in the adjustment. I thought it was pretty cool. He comes out, he comes down the ramp for the second week in a row. So I think he's done with the crowd thing. I think he's absolutely done with the crowd thing. I hope so. But I was waiting and going like, this motherfucker's career is not going to continue to have him come out through the stands. It's just stupid. So when are they going to change it? Well, I was thinking possibly after WrestleMania that they would actually have him coming down the ramp as champ. But it seems that they're not going that direction and having him come down the ramp now, which is going to make the crowd hate him even more. I guess. People are going to be mad. Oh, he's too good to come down the ramp now? Something else to like basically shit on him about. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. And again, I'm no Roman Reigns fan. I'm on record. I fuck the guy. But I feel like I don't want to contribute to the ongoing conversation that's going to make him relevant. So he comes down the ramp. He takes the mic from her. He shushes her. He shushes Stephanie McMahon. So Stephanie McMahon has two people that she can't emasculate. That's her brother Shane McMahon, and that's Roman Reigns. Right? Like, she can't emasculate this guy. For some reason, this guy has the golden ticket to keep from being emasculated by the one and only Stephanie McMahon. Whatever the fuck he's eating, whatever the fuck he's drinking, whatever the fuck he's bathing in, whatever his soap is, whatever his shampoo is, whatever fucking toothpaste he's using, deodorant, whatever drawers he's wearing, the rest of the WWE roster, main roster, need to take note and fucking do whatever the fuck he's doing. Because whatever he's doing is keeping him to not get emasculated from fucking Stephanie McMahon. So just, if I was Dolph Ziggler, if I was fucking like, I don't know, anybody, I would just walk up there and say, hey dude, what's the secret? I don't want to get cut down, Stephanie, but you can't get cut down by Stephanie. What are you doing? What are you drinking? Well, anyway, yeah, and speaking of which, after the fact they booed him, like, boos, whatever. She goes to slap his ass. He catches her hand. And the last time that happened, Triple H was like, how dare you put your hand on my woman? He wasn't there to defend it this time. And it's kind of creepy, too, because, one of the things that bothers most marks like me and most, podcasters and such is that, like, when Stephanie McMahon puts her hands on somebody, there's no payoff in return. Unless there's another woman that step in to possibly do it, i.e. Rock, Ronda Rousey. Right? But, like, on the regular main roster, she's not scripted, or she's not scripted to face another diva right now, nor is one of these wrestlers valeted by a woman that could possibly step in. So when she slaps a dude, there's no repercussions whether she's the fucking boss's daughter or not. Or, what I'm saying? Chief principal owners or not. She's still a woman. So there's no retribution. So when he caught her hand, that's probably as, awkward as it gets to any kind of physical interaction with her. So take it for what it is. But either way, he's shooting on her husband and says, I'm the authority now. Right? So this is possibly the second week where, she slapped the shit out of Dolph Ziggler. But it's the second week of someone basically just standing up to her. Even though he stood up to her before. But again, you don't get, as much as she's just been running shot on the main roster, just emasculating everyone, to have 2 weeks in a row where someone doesn't stand down to her is going to get her to question who she is as an authoritative figure. On top of the fact that her brother is, en route to basically take over the company on her behalf, that she can't do shit about. But that's how it goes. We get to, oh God, I don't even really want to go into it. If you're watching this now, I don't know if anyone's watching this live or not, but if you're listening now, be sure to go back to Peter Talks SmackDown. It's like one video back on the list. And I tell you exactly how I feel about Owens and Styles, okay? Owens versus Styles, this thing that's going on, I will tell you about that and that shit. I'll just say this. I think it's pretty amazing what they're doing with AJ Styles. And I don't even have to go into this motherfucking match. It was an amazing match. It lasted really long. It was about 20 minutes. A lot of kickouts, a lot of big moves. But he loses again to a Jericho distraction. Like, these baby faces are not disciplined enough to fucking not have the heel take them off their game. Take their eye off the ball. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these baby faces, man? Anything can happen. Motherfucker get up on the rail, motherfucker come out, like, motherfucker do anything. And whoever the baby face is in the ring is just going to drop all fucking priorities on whoever the fuck's in the ring. Like, if this person is such a distraction, if you want to win the match, then dare the heel to actually come in the ring and cause the DQ. Right? It makes sense. But Jericho comes out again, and he jumps on the apron. What the fuck? Enough to make AJ Styles break his calf crusher, right? He got him in the calf crusher. That shit happened with Natalia and Charlotte Flair at Roadblock, opposed to Ric Flair. Like, she just drops the fucking sharpshooter to a guy that's wouldn't dare go into the ring. And now Jericho just hops up on the thing and he's just like, okay, I'm going to break this fucking hold. And then he gets fucking pinned again. Giving away money. You're giving this guy, you're taking away this guy's momentum. If he doesn't fucking have momentum by now, have any more momentum by now, I don't know what the fuck's going to take that momentum away. I mean, honestly, I don't know what it's going to take. But that's 3 losses. 2 back-to-back, Raw and SmackDown. And then a loss to Jericho. 2 losses. Is it a loss to Jericho, 2 losses to Kevin Owens. Wins, but hey, remember y'all, wins and losses don't matter. Remember that. Always remember that, folks. Wins and losses don't even matter. So, after the match, because what happens is, if Jericho comes out, AJ Styles distracted, he gets the pin, and then he runs after Jericho for being an asshole. Owens grabs the mic and he starts basically to gloat, and then he's going to make an announcement on who's going to face him at KO Mania. And then Ziggler comes out in the suit, The Miz comes out, Sami Zayn comes out, and then they talk, and then a mini brawl breaks out. And Kevin Owens is like, none of y'all deserve a shot at my Intercontinental title. But how about this? How about I set up a triple threat match between y'all and whoever wins becomes the number 1 contender and will face me at WrestleMania. He's like, I'm going to go holler at someone to make that shit happen. Which I still think is pretty dumb. It should just be Zayn. Just Zayn. We got all these fucking multi-man matches, man. What the fuck, man? And what he's proposing here is that it's a one-on-one match at WrestleMania to whoever is the number 1 contender, whoever wins this fucking triple threat match, right? This is not what happens later, right? Fuck it. But before we go there, Ambrose is at a bar. He's cutting a promo at a bar again. So, that's his whole shtick now, it seems. I'm going to go to a bar, and I'm going to cut a promo on the motherfucker. Terry Funk shows up, and he gives him a chainsaw. The only line that really sticks up in here is like, if I had a son, I wanted to be you. If I had a daughter, I guess that's the PG. But anyway, he gives him a chainsaw. So it seems that Dean Ambrose and the barbed wire bat has parted ways. And very much like Derek Jeter, on his road to WrestleMania, he's in every city he goes or anywhere he's at, he's going to receive gifts to whatever hardcore legend. He calls him the best in the country, too, which was pretty funny. So he gives him the fucking chainsaw, and Dean Ambrose proceeds to basically hack up a table inside the bar. Now, I don't know whether this was in bad taste or not, right? I mean, I couldn't tell you. But check this shit out. I think just recently, a week ago or 2 weeks ago, a chainsaw was involved in some sort of hardcore match, and I think it hacked off someone's hand or some shit like that, right? So I don't know if WWE caught wind of this information or caught wind of that happening. But for them to whip out a chainsaw, knowing that someone actually suffered a major injury with the chainsaw, is pretty insensitive. If they know about it, it's pretty insensitive if they know about it. Okay, Chainsaw Charlie, again, hardcore road to WrestleMania, gifts to be bestowed. It's like this motherfucker's the Jesus Christ of hardcore. And the 3 fucking, wise men showed up to give him a fucking barbed wire bat and a goddamn chainsaw. I mean, well, who's next? Who's bringing something next? Is there any hardcore gimmicks, any more hardcore gimmicks out there that needs to be bestowed upon uh, Jesus Ambrose? The fuck? You got one more Monday. Someone's gonna show up. Maybe it's Tommy Dreamer. Maybe Tommy Dreamer shows up and gives him a fucking kendo stick or something. But he's already used a kendo stick. Who the fuck shows up? Who gives him a fucking another weapon? Right? Jesus Ambrose. Steph in the back with Owen. He shows up. He proposes. He actually humbles himself. He's like, yeah, it's you, Stephanie. On the road to WrestleMania, not KO Mania. These guys are like, they want my belt, and I wonder if I could get a triple threat to get the number one contender. And Stephanie's about to cut him down, but she sees that he's humbled, and but she's still kind of being a bitch. Like, how are you interrupting me? Shit like that. But then she turns to him and is like, what is it? You swing at the fences, don't you? And he's like, yeah. Which was a really cool moment for him. It seems, looking at it for what it is, it was like a real moment, I think, outside of, say, what was going on for the scene itself. I think he presented himself in a way that's like, look, man, it's hard to wax poetic but it said more to me, his response. What she said to him and his response, like, yeah. Well, anyway, she's like, you got it. And he's like, yeah, thanks. Tell Hunter I says hi. But this is a very humbled Dean Ambrose who's just trying to get his way. You get a Taker Shane vignette, whatever. They're not there, so they got to promote this. But they do this twice. They do the same video fucking twice. That was one of the things that bothered me. They didn't have to fucking show this thing twice. Like, goddamn. League of Nations show up, right? So, they offered a challenge at WrestleMania for the belts. I still don't know who the fuck's facing who. Who out of the League of Nations is going to face the New Day? It's going to be for the belts, but it's 3-on-4. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. I hate this. I thought I knew what the fuck was going on, but I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know what's going on. I have no how this match is going to play out. Is it going to be a 4-on-4? Is it going to be a 3-on-3 with someone in the cut, or what? I don't know. So I got one more week to figure out who and how the fuck this match is going to take place at WrestleMania. New Day League comes out and they're beating down the New Day. The New Day come out and they do they basically did another version of their trash promo from SmackDown. And then they proceed to shoot on each league member one by one for something. I think Rusev was about his feet. I think Barrett was about him being king with no throne. Sheamus, what was it? El Del Rio, how he's fallen from grace. And Sheamus about how shame is in his name. Anyway, we get the match. A mini brawl breaks out, and the New Day stand tall. Big E versus Rusev, and two of the most underrated workers in the game today. Big E is amazing in the ring. He has his character. I think he has his character on lock, and he's pretty fucking good at it. Rusev, he has his character on lock. He's pretty fucking good at it. But both of them in the ring together, two NXT guys. Former NXT guys. Big E was the NXT champion. Rusev wasn't, but he came to the main roster as a threat, undefeated thing before he was, vanquished by John Cena. But nevertheless, very, 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 very great match. I got some questions here. This is Booty. You don't know? Okay. So, love you too. So, Um, what happens during this match is that it's kind of like a clusterfuck of events. Uh, Del Rio and Sheamus are like beating up both Kofi and Woods as the match in ring is going on. But then, right at the very end, Sheamus gets on the apron. He catches a collateral damage, which I mean, it's a fucked up move. I mean, it's a funky move. It's actually pretty exciting to see. But I get concerned every time I see it. Big E's body is pretty big. And him going at someone full force with, feet, it's a hard fall, man. I'm concerned he's gonna fuck his neck up at some point. He's gonna fuck his neck up doing that shit. So I hope if someone has any fucking common sense, they'll put that move to rest and save it for like the big shows, not for like a Monday Night Raw or for like a Thursday Night SmackDown. It's a big move. When it debuted, I remember just basically damn near shitting on myself. But he's used it a couple of more times, and he didn't need to use it now. He could have made his point by doing something else rather than flinging his body. I mean, it didn't look good. It didn't look clean. Probably the only thing that wasn't clean in this match. But that distraction from the ref, Kofi Kingston gets up on the apron and kicks Rusev in the head, which leads to a big ending. So the New Day win. And that's how that ends. So we got one more week until they clear up how they're going to go into WrestleMania. It was going to be a 2-on-2, 3-on-3, or 4-on-4. You get a wide promo. Everyone gets to talk, and they're basically talking whatever. And fucking Braun Strowman is like, I'm going to sacrifice Ambrose for the family. All right. We get a dumbass Snickers commercial where Natalya is that Grimsley knows best dude. Whatever. Snickers. And Natalya, she's like the queen of like the advertisements for fucking whatever products is trying to be advertised on whatever, whether it's SmackDown or Raw. This time it's Snickers. The Big Show comes out and he addresses the over-the-top battle royal. And if you've been watching the show, well, at least SmackDown at least, the only people who have talked about the Andre the Giant over-the-top battle royal has been the Social Outcast. Right? I think they got decimated by somebody on, maybe it was Big Show. I think it was Big Show. Yeah. Like, Big Show came out and was like, all right, take that, assholes. So, Big Show comes out, and he's basically going to talk about his existence in, the battle royal. And before he can get booed or, like, chanted at or what chants, he gets right in front of that Philadelphia crowd, man. He's like, man, I ain't even got time for the bullshit. So, like, hey, Philly, y'all are cool. Y'all speak your mind. Thank you. So they basically was froze as he gave whatever piece of shit promo, just, hey, over the top Andre the Giant battle royal, y'all. Like, it's going to happen at WrestleMania, and that's about it. So the Outcasts come out, Social Outcasts come out, and they're like, all right, we're going to beat you up, asshole. And, at first it looks like he's about to take them all out. But, the numbers game, no matter how big you are, you got 4 dudes fucking stomping at your ass, stomping a mud hole in your ass, and much you can really do, unless, you catch them off guard. Kane shows up for the save, and you think it's a save, but he's not there for the save. He's there to let motherfuckers know that he's basically a contender to be the next Battle Royal winner. So he knocks out all the Outcast guys, right? And then the Big Show's like, yo, man, that's what's up. He gave him a hug. Gave him a motherfucking hug. He's like, hey, Daniel Bryan's not around. Here's a hug, brother. And then he climbs up on the top buckle to basically stand tall. You know how they do. You know, we done fucked everybody up. We gotta stand tall. But Kane's like, nah, dog. And he grabs the Big Show by the throat off the top rope and gives him a very awkward choke slam. I mean, it was weird. And the crowd was kind of left scratching its head. And I was left scratching my head. And I go, is this a heel turn? But before you jump the gun, it is an over-the-top battle royal, every man for himself. So this wasn't as much of a heel turn. Everyone calms the fuck down. Oh, another turn by Kane. No, it's not. It's just him saying, hey, I'm already ready to show you that I'm a lone wolf going into this battle royal. Take no prisoners. We find out that Fifth Harmony will be singing the America's Beautiful. Stan Hansen has made it to the Hall of Fame. I remember being a kid, terrified of that motherfucker. He would come out in those fucking cowboy pants, you know what I'm saying? And that cowbell, he'd be swinging it at everybody. He'd be swinging at the fans. I'm like, this motherfucker crazy. But like, yeah, he would go in. The lariat, man, when we were a kid, the lariat was the coolest move, you know? And it was believable. You know, it's just a clothesline. But back then, just like the DDT, that clothesline, the Stan Hansen lariat, man, me as a kid, and me and my brothers and cousins, we would like wrestle and stuff. You know, we'd talk about the lariat. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Stan Hansen. It was like Michael Jordan taking a shot, you know? Jordan. It's like Stan Hansen. We're coming at you with a lariat. So, it's crazy, you know, like Terry Funk, you know, as a fan of Terry Funk, and Terry scared me. But Stan Hansen with that cowbell and him in that ring, he was a big boy. He was a scary fucker. If there was anybody who needed to be in the Hall of Fame, I'm surprised he's not in there yet. So the Hall of Fame, the looks of it, again, if I'm missing anyone, I apologize. You got Sting. You got Jacqueline. You got Big Boss Man. You got the Fabulous Freebirds. You have Stan Hansen. And I think that's about it for now. I think that's the class. Oh, and the Godfather. So that's what your class is looking like right now. We got a celebrity wing. So I'm not sure who's going to get in for the celebrity. It would blow me away if it was Donald Trump, if he's not already in it. It would blow me the fuck away. They show that goddamn Shane thing again. Oh, wait, no. Fandango versus Jericho. And all they could talk about was, yeah, how 3 years ago Fandango. You know, between The Miz headlining WrestleMania, who else has like and Dolph Ziggler defeating the Authority at 2 years Survivor Series. Now we have a third thing that people will just not live down, is the fact that Fandango defeated Chris Jericho at WrestleMania 3 fucking years ago. There you go. There you have it. Well, they have their match, and Styles comes out, and he's like, Y2 jackass. Now, the difference between Jericho being distracted by AJ Styles and AJ Styles, the difference between AJ Styles being distracted by Jericho and Styles, how do I say this? The difference between Styles being distracted by Jericho and Jericho being distracted by Styles is that Jericho is veteran enough to know how to win a match still. So AJ Styles goes down in flames. Again, resort back to Peter Talk SmackDown and how I feel about him losing and shit, and just even the match with him and Owens in general just being a fucking, not a waste of time. It's just like, hey, take this free money. Take this money. The fact that Jericho, who probably could have sustained a loss, he wins. AJ Styles, a guy who needs wins right now, versus a guy who has enough fucking wins to give out for free to anybody. And Jericho wins. He wins his match. He has the discipline to not fucking like get distracted enough to where it would cost him a fucking match. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Pisses me off so bad. But he gets okay. Afterwards, Jericho retreats. After he wins because AJ Styles, after he wins, AJ Styles rushed the ring, and then Jericho kind of runs out the back, whatever. And on his way out, he grabs like a camera grip. Like he just grabs this dude. It's like, he's so silly. I thought that was fucking hilarious though. But he grabs this guy, they shoot him, and he has this guy in his arms. Like the guys are like, "What the fuck, bro?" He has this look on his face. I'm gonna try to find a screenshot of that, man. That was the greatest. It'll probably be the cover of the photo of Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling in the next episode. Well, anyway, Styles pops his point at the WrestleMania sign, Cherry, by I thought we kind of already knew this was happening, but they had to let it be known. I thought they'd already announced it, but apparently they hadn't yet. AJ Styles points at the WrestleMania sign and says, "Hey, I wrestled all over the world and this, that, and the other, and I haven't pointed at the WrestleMania sign yet, and I haven't issued a challenge to anyone I haven't fought at WrestleMania. So, face me at WrestleMania, dude." So there you go. They showed the Shane workout again. Triple threat match. Now, when I wrote my notes, I was like, triple threat match. Because I thought it was going to be Sami Zayn. I thought it was going to be The Miz. I thought it was going to be Ziggler. But Owens comes out, and he does the honors by introducing the people in the triple threat match. He tells Lennon Garcia to go kick rocks. And he goes down a list, and he presents Stardust. You think it's going to be The Miz. And then he presents Sin Cara as if he's about to bring out Sami Zayn by saying this guy's wrestled all over the world under a mask. He goes by the name of Sin Cara, and then he brings out fucking Dolph Ziggler. I mean, not Dolph Ziggler, but he's acting like he's describing Dolph Ziggler, but he actually brings out Zack Ryder. This match was whatever. It ends in a DQ. And because Owens gets involved after The Miz and Ziggler and Zayn come out to confront Owens about like, hey, what the fuck is this crap? It was about to be us with the triple threat. I think Owens throws a punch to, I think, Sin Cara, gets the DQ. They kind of try to beat him up, but he escapes. And then he's like, I'm going to talk to Stephanie. Stephanie! He runs to the back. Stephanie's nervous about Roman Reigns. Owens comes in. This time, he's not so humble. And he says, Owens mania. Stephanie catches that attitude, too. And basically says that you're going to face all six in a fucking ladder match at WrestleMania. Boom, 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 boom. Wow. All hopes for Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens one-on-one match has gone to shit. Steph leaves the building. Triple H is in a fucking Escalade waiting to, pick her up. She gets in the car, which got weird. They open up the back, garage door, and there's Roman Reigns standing there like a fucking psycho. Now, I don't know that Triple H is in that fucking car. And I don't know which side he's on. Because she gets in on one side. And then the fucking creep that is Roman Reigns goes to the side that she got in on. So I'm thinking, holy shit, he's about to whoop her ass. But he pulls out Triple H and just beats the living shit out of him again. I mean, all right, that's what's up. I have no qualms with that. They should have fucking been like doing this to him the whole fucking time. If he's a badass, be a badass. Man of little words, just fucking kick ass, right? It was interesting. I guess it continued a storyline, but when you're in that situation like that and the payoff of him getting revenge, it gets old, You couldn't wait till WrestleMania You got your you got your beat down. You beat him down. We didn't really need to see that. Now we saw it again. Is Reigns really leaving the WWE champion? You watch the show. You know how this goes. Unless they're just like, yeah, he's gonna win. Not only he's gonna win, he's gonna beat Triple H's ass on his fucking way to win, right? So, whatever. Uh, Natty versus Charlotte rematch of Roadblock. Lynch and Banks on commentary. Charlotte wins with natural selection. They've already told their story. They've already told their story on how this is going to go to WrestleMania. So right now they're just buying time. And then we get to Bubba Ray versus R-Truth. Devon distraction. Again, the babyface not having any discipline to sort of just war it out. Any kind of distraction to win the match. And Bubba Ray wins. And then as a repeat fucking performance from last week of R-Truth coming in for the save, Goldust comes in for the save, and he gets dropped. Just like R-Truth does last night. And then the Usos come out for the save. The Usos break out a table, and you're thinking they're going, oos. No, they're booing. They're in Philadelphia. It's the Dudley Boys. They're not saying oos. This ain't Luke Kuechly and some shit. They're booing. Not only are they coming out to fucking beat up the crowd favorite that is the Dudley Boys, but then they whip out a table. And they about to do a double frog splash on Devon, but Bubba Ray comes in and takes him off the table. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a fucking Golden Truth, Usos, and Dudley Boys triple threat match at WrestleMania. Everything else got some fucking multi guys in it. They've been fucking beating us in the head with this goddamn Golden Truth thing for the past 6 weeks. 6 weeks, I think 7 weeks, they've been pushing this shit down our throats. So now, both of them are calling the beatdown. Both R-Truth and Goldust have called a beatdown from the Dudley Boys. And the Usos look like they're actually in a feud with these guys. So again, I have this weird fucking. I guess we're gonna get a tag team next week match between Golden Truth and the Dudley Boys because they're like, hey, I'm tired of getting our ass kicked handed to us. I need to hurry up. My shit about to die. So they're gonna get a match next week, right? And then that's gonna lead to a triple threat tag team match. And that's just the way it's gonna be. I have nothing else to say about that. On some Forrest Gump. What else we got? We got Vince. He comes out and he's basically talking about Shane McMahon, and he cuts a promo about the Undertaker's legacy. And then he makes a comment at the end: if the Undertaker, along with when Shane O'Mac wins and he takes over Raw, there'd be no more Stephanie, there'd be no Triple H, there'd be no more Vince. And there'll probably be no more Undertaker as well. So that's what that was all about. We get to 11 o'clock. I tune the fuck out. I tune out. It's 11 o'clock. It should be the end of the fucking night. Right? But not in WWE's eyes. Not at all. It's time for another motherfucking match. With who? Dean Ambrose. And yes, Braun fucking Strowman. Why did I tune out? That's why I tuned out. Dean Ambrose grabs a chair, hits Strowman with the chair, causing the DQ. Now, during this match, we got "This is boring" chants, right? And deservingly so. Now, maybe it was directed more towards Braun Strowman than anything, because when he got the offense and given basically the babyface beatdown to Ambrose, because he's a big motherfucker, the crowd just wasn't having it. This is boring. And then he was like, what the fuck? It was Strowman like turns to the crowd. He's like, "What the fuck?" And then like the commentator's trying to play that off as like, "Oh, he's looking to Bray Wyatt for like instruction." No, he's like, "Why the fuck is this boring, you jackasses?" Again, they've already had fucking. They've already probably had like a main event match. They probably already had a superstars match. You've done had a 3 hour show. It's 11 o'clock. It's time to go home. But now we have to sit through 15 more minutes of like this shit. God, I hate post 11 o'clock matches. Again, it used to be something cool. Oh man, they're going past the time, man. Cool shit, man. Now it's like, give me a break. Can this end already? Well, anyway, that's how this shit ends. Because yeah, Heyman's out on commentary too. It ends with not only because I think Bray Wyatt's hurt. He's like pulling a Wade Barrett right now by not getting involved because he's hurt, but he still has to be out there somehow. But he pops. Ambrose pops Roman with his chair. Roman looks like he's about to overtake him, but it leads to a dirty deeds onto a chair, and then the Wyatts retreat. They don't interfere. The Wyatts don't interfere at all. They just let fucking Dean Ambrose just drop Braun Strowman, and that's how the show ends. And they back up, and that's the show. I have nothing else to say about this show. Again, it wasn't a bad show. I still give it a 7. Just some things, some peeves. It's just, let's get to this fucking WrestleMania already. We got one more week. One more week is the go-home show. One more week. All right? And let's just go ahead and get this WrestleMania over with. Have all the workers heal up. Get back to work. We move forward. Cleanse the palate. Over the limit. All right? Which is like WrestleMania like beta. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like 2.0. And 9 times out of 10, it's a better show. Like over the past 2-3 years, it's been a better show than WrestleMania. The day after WrestleMania is the better show than WrestleMania. And then the first pay-per-view, Over the Limit, is better than WrestleMania. All right? So let's just go ahead and like get through this. All these multi-man matches and all these fucking ladder matches is like there's only 2 one-on-one matches. And everything else is just like what the fuck ever. I thought we were going to get Owens versus Zayn, a one-on-one match, but that just can't happen. Just can't happen. And news is, too, that the over-the-top battle royal is going from like 30 to 20 dudes because of all the injuries and all the people who are just like, what the fuck, man? Who cares? Right? But, yeah. The road to WrestleMania is getting very tired. Good shows, good matches, but these storylines have hit critical mass. Diminishing return. There's nothing else you can squeeze out of this to make this any more worth watching. Let's just get through next week, and let's just get the WrestleMania, and let's get the fuck moving forward. Get some new blood in there from NXT. Let's get these injuries back up. These injured guys back on, and let's try to do something fresh because this is stale stuff, and we just need to just like freshen it up a bit, get the Febreze out for these motherfuckers. So, if you're watching live, again, thank you for watching. This is gonna be on the re-up, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna be able to watch this post being live. So hit the subscription button below, and also if you're interested, PJTW Central Content is also on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Podbean. So go look up Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling, not wrestling, but wrestling. This Wednesday, Peter and Jake Talks Wrestling, I think it's like episode 84. Yep, awesome. And then we got Peter Talks SmackDown, episode 55. So check those things out. Leave a message below. Find me at PJTW Central on Twitter. Leave a message below. Thumbs up, thumbs down, I don't care. Hit me up on Twitter and share, like, whatever, share, something. What else? Is there anything else? Nah, that's about it. thank you for watching, man. And watch out for those foreign objects. I see you this Wednesday with Jake. Peace.